there's no fundamental difference between first years who live in singles or doubles or suites coming into the year, but I think that can really shape how their year goes.
I live in a double and a suite. I really love it here at school. I'd say I'm decently involved. I am on the water polo club. Well, for me, especially coming from where I was at home, my room was really just a place to sleep. It was pretty small, but like my bed was pretty important. That I could go there and recharge for a night and then wake up ready to leave that space and be ready to take on the world. It was very important. I felt like I really branched out and left this room in order to find friends. My friends are not necessarily the people, my closest friends aren't necessarily the people that live right around me. I kind of found those on my own. I don't think I wish I lived in a single. I really like my roommate. We get along fine. I don't think the single would change my social life in a drastic way. Other than that, I wouldn't see my roommate as nearly as much, or I wouldn't just see one person more often than others.
I'm a freshman at Middlebury and I live in Hadley. I live in a double. I like Middlebury a lot. I've been having a really great first year. There's a lot to do on campus. So we live in a double, which is right next to the suite, and it can get very loud, but I do feel that the common rooms are really important to growing the camaraderie of the hall. Definitely, we don't feel excluded. If we hear people outside the room, we can always just head outside. My room should be a place where I can just not do anything, where I should feel comfortable lying down and thinking about nothing, because obviously the days are very stressful. So it is interesting having a double because I've always had just me in my room my entire life, but luckily it's been a good experience. My roommate and I are very close, so I definitely can fulfill that space of being a safe place to just decompress.
I think it's really important that, specifically in first year halls, common rooms and suites are for everyone and not just the people in the suite, because it allows everyone to get to know each other and take advantage of it if they want to. I think it's easy to think of people in singles as isolated and people in suites as connected, but I think that it's really more dependent on the people.
When I first found out I had a single, I was really upset. I'm actually really glad I had a single, because it's nice to have a clean room. It makes it more relaxing, which is what I want my room to be for me, but I'm not too good about that. I really like school so far, especially this semester more than last semester probably. I think maybe for the first 2 weeks where people don't know anyone and they stick with their roommates, it kind of sucks because I didn't have like that go-to person to stick around with. But I guess you miss out on a potential like great roommate where you have a great connection with them, but it's also been really, really nice to have your own space to go back to when you are looking for your own space. This year I don't think it really matters if you live in a suite because it's not really a suite because the common rooms have to be open. But next year I actually applied to live in a suite and I think it'll be really fun.
And on campus I'm usually studying somewhere in the Chateau or the CFA. Oh, and I live in a single. At the beginning of the year I thought I might prefer living in a suite, but I think that actually would have negatively affected me and I probably would have been more frustrated with my suite mates. So I think this was the right arrangement for me to have a single. I feel very at home in this space and very relaxed. I blast my music and it's very comfortable and I have a lot of pictures of home. And on the hall it's very supportive. There's a really good group of people on this hall that I can always reach out to.
And say the open door policy for common rooms of suites makes the common rooms feel more like just an extension of the hall rather than an actual room. It does feel like more of a common gathering space because it's not perceived like a room in and of its own right. It's more an extra space.